And then with all the engine gauges, when you check them, you'll notice that the oil temperatures are at the bottom. Oil pressure will be somewhere in the green. Battery should be charging battery. Sorry, the amps.
Amps. Okay.
Fuel flow will be pretty low.
Cylinder head temperatures? Oh, EGT, cylinder head.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
Wow. A lot of info right there. Okay, so avionics on, GPS acknowledge. Press. 15th September.
Technically for the GPS, that's this over here.
Okay.
And then that's the G500. So just acknowledge both of them.
So is that guy still driving this guy?
No,
or
that's driving this.
that?
This is driving that.
So how do I?
So right now.
Because it says 193 and it's not.
Oh, for
of course, 150.
Cursor. You know, I guess you can't change that when you check it, but
The heading?
yeah, just make sure.
Nope.
For that, just hit course, and if it reads 150 there, 150 there is good.
Okay. Enter. Oh, that guy's out of date. Oh well. Okay. 500.
So just enter soft key right there.
Advisory. Okay.
Traffic has failed because it's off.
Okay.
You also notice right now synthetic vision is on here. If you go PDF, synthetic vision, occasionally it's turned off and it looks like that. The main difference, two differences is one, you don't have all the synthetic vision, so you don't have mountains and antennas and stuff like that pop up. But the other thing is look at the scale. So the first major line is 10 degrees nose up. When synthetic terrain's on, it's 5. So it's just scales half.
Okay. Altimeter, so we need to...
Let's approach, landing at departing runways 27 left, 27 right, and 23. VFR departures provide ground control with your on-course heading in degrees. Notice to airmen, taxiway Golf is closed. Runway 9 left, 27 right, centerline markings are non-standard. UAS operations, 2.8 nautical miles northwest, OSU, surface up to 400 feet AGL. Advise on this, contact you have information, Golf. Wheelhouse Atariatus information, Golf, time 2253, Zulu weather. Wind 210 at 11. Visibility 10. The sky is clear below 12,000. Temperature 31, dew point 21, altimeter 3003. Expect the visual or the RNAV GPS approach, landing and departing runways 27 left, 27 right, and 23. VFR departures provide ground control with your...
Okay, so... how do I set the altimeter? Barrel?
Exactly.
Alright.
And just remember you'll always have 2 places to set it. Because you have your standby. Okay. And so this always defaults on heading mode. And then if you want to switch any of the other modes, you can switch it just by pressing a different button.
Okay, I'm gonna need to read up on all that stuff.
Yeah. And then stuff like VSI, that's just a bug on here. The target bug. So it doesn't actually control the vertical speed on the autopilot.
Okay. Alright. Clearance obtained. Flight plan set. Safe taxi displayed.
It's a flight plan set.
No, I mean, we're just gonna go straight out. 0 or 2.
What's that heading to Springfield?
This is gonna be like... Okay. Do I want to do it here or do it there?
You have to do it here.
Okay. Flight plan. do I want to do anything over here with that?
You know, what else I'll do is I'll just put in the RNAV
Okay.
that you want to fly.
Procedure. I have both RNAV or ILS.
The ILS is in op.
Okay.
So
I did fail to get NOTAMs, so.
it's fine. I looked at all that.
So we'll do that guy, and we'll do
And honestly, I mean, we could probably just take it in from
fast
Kosu. Yeah. No.
So, we'll activate. Alright, so.
Alright, so 260 on the heading.
Yeah, so we'll tell them 260. Alright. Flight plan set. MFD safe taxi.
So it's a safe taxi, just being able to see all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taxi light on. Is the attitude indicator always supposed to be dead like that?
No. So for the electronic attitude indicators, you have to cage them.
Oh, okay, so you just like pull it out.
And then you can set that guy on the horizon right there.
Okay.
Alright, it's 2 degrees above the horizon or so. Which is something I should add to the checklist. That should probably just be on like the before engine start.
Multi-gate. Alright.
Yeah, you know what, I'll do that after the altimeter.
Okay. My feet are honestly tired because I'm like really standing on the brakes, which I probably didn't really need to do that much. But taxi over to what's his face? Or
Yep. And you have a parking brake right there. You just put pressure on the brakes, and it pulls out, and you can take your brakes off for a second. You feel the parking brakes engaged. Push it back, and disengage it.
Okay.
And then, before I forget to mention it, another quirk about this airplane. Look at the landing lights. I guess it's not a quirk, they did intentionally. But turn the nav light on.
Okay, I know this trick, is you can't see it.
Yep. And technically you can, they're just super dim that during the day they look off.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've
Do you hear the story of the guy who flew down to Cincinnati and didn't know about that?
Oh yeah, I guess that was one of these guys, but I've heard enough of that, like, quirk. Okay, so taxi around the corner?
Yep.
Alright.
How do you like the checklist so far?
Good, I mean, it's a lot easier than that beast.
Yeah.
Alright, so everything's pretty much just twist?
Yep.
No huge, It does have short, stubby wings.
Jet setter 69 on guard, 421 Alpha Lima, check.
Guy just cut across.
Alright. I'll be honest, I feel very far away from the rudder pedals. Not like, I don't know.
Jet setter 769 on guard.
You want to just move your seat up
Global
farther?
421 Alpha
I don't know
Lima.
if it can. Can it?
I think it can. Let me see.
I mean, we'll give it a sec here, and then I'll.
You know, maybe you are all the way.
I think I'm all the way up. Let's try this James parking brake thing.
Okay. And
well, I feel like the railing, but I'm not sure how much it goes towards the end of the railing.
Yeah,
Jet Setter
I think your seat's
769 on guard.
all the way up now.
421 Alpha Lima, how do you read?
Yeah, I don't think it goes much farther than that. I mean, I definitely have, like... I feel like a short kid. That's better.
No, your seat should be able to come up more, actually.
Really? That kind of makes more sense why this guy was so loose on me earlier, is because I wasn't all the way forward. Ow!
There we
you
go.
have to, like, pick it up, like you said, like... Okay, now whatever. Now I feel like I'm really close to these guys. Well, I think we're good. We'll just leave it at that for now.
Alright, well, we can adjust it if we have to.
Alright. Just so I'm not super loud with those guys.
Remember how we set up the radios? It's little stuff like that really makes a big difference in this airplane.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Like, there's a lot going on.
Especially with this airplane, I just think of what else can I do on the ground right now?
Alright. State tower, or state ground, this is Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo at the east ramp with information Golf, takeoff heading of 260, please.
Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo, state ground, runway 23, taxi via Alpha and Charlie, cross runway 27 left.
Taxi to 23 via cross 27 and via Alpha and Charlie. Alright. 23.
So you're going to come out here, you're going to make a left, then right on Charlie, cross Charlie at 27, or cross 27 at Charlie, and take it all the way down.
Haven't taken off on 23 ever, landed there a couple times, but that's it. Alright.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really need to give us 2-3 right now. Winds aren't that strong. Isn't the G500 nice?
I'm still getting used to it.
We'll talk about it a little bit more in the run-up area. You'll find that transferring from steam gauge to G1000 happens a lot quicker than you would think.
I mean, I've flown the same one with like the G1000 like once or twice, and it's just like, okay, yeah, like I'm not spot on of where everything is right away, but like it makes sense. Like,
yeah,
airspeed, altitude, and then like the tapes, and like I don't know all of the thing about like all the tapes of like
And do the rudder pedals feel even when we're going straight?
I don't know, more or less.
Alright, here, real quick, let's turn on our lights.
Yeah.
when you're operating the PDOT heat, you want to make sure that you don't leave the PDOT heat on while you're on the ground for more than about 2 minutes. Because really the only way that PDOT tube cools down is by airflow. So it has no way to cool on the ground. And you can run the risk of burning the wing. I know, like, especially with composites, that's a big issue.
Oh.
I don't believe this airplane has that 2-minute limitation. I have to double check the POH for that. But like Cirrus's do, the bigger airplanes I do, they have that 2-minute limitation also. Guys, finally cleared up for the day.
Yeah, it was pretty cloudy when I went out all long.
Yeah, it's just kind of been scattered all day. Do you work downtown?
No, I work at Polaris.
Oh, okay.
So I work for Chase.
Yeah.
And there's a big facility there, and that's why I never know how long it's gonna take me to get out. Because sometimes, like, if you get in the rush, because there's like I forget how many thousand people at the building, and there's no good way to get out. So I kind of come back roads, but everyone goes the back roads, and it can just be a huge crapshoot of like how traffic's gonna be.
Have I ever mentioned to you my mom used to work for Bear Stearns?
No, I know you said she worked at Wall Street, but I didn't know it was Bear Stearns.
Yeah, she worked at Bear Stearns, and then she left months before the whole collapse. And just coincidentally, she got one of her friends offered her a job out in California over at a company through Nuveen.
Okay, so
I like to set the parking brake.
Oh, that's brake. Flight control is free and correct. So a lot stiffer in the rudder. Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Yeah, so look here, this is what I was talking about when the nose wheel is not completely straight. It only does that on the ground though.
Huh, okay. Flight control, speed brakes, extend and retract.
Okay. And what would you do if only one speed brake retracted?
Go back, because you're going to have like a big yawing moment.
Yeah, exactly. So you'd rather have 2 speed brakes out instead of just 1.
Yeah. Autopilot test. So
we won't do the autopilot today.
Mixture rich is like full rich?
Yeah.
Okay.
And for this, you can just push it in.
Alright. Prop on high RPM, we're there. Auxiliary fuel pump off. Goes test left, right.
Wait. What's before the magnetos?
Oh, throttle 1700. That's out.
Here, let me...
You have to like...
Make sure you really hold down pressure on the pedals before you pull it.
Okay. Alright. Props. So, just...
So here, I'll show you the first one, then you can do that. We do this cycle 3 times, and basically we're just exercising the prop, getting that oil moving. 1.
Okay.
So yeah, you just pull it out.
I just wasn't sure how fast to do it, or if there was...
You want to do it pretty fast. You don't want to just hold it back for 5 seconds. That's too long. But if it's back for 2 or 3 seconds, that's probably not a big deal.
Okay.
So here, you do one more.
Alright, so are you looking at anything, like checking the manifold pressure or anything?
Manifold pressure goes up, RPMs go down, and oil pressure goes down.
Okay.
So up, down, down.
Okay. I feel like as a rookie, I would want to know that that's what I'm looking for for the prop. All right. Alternator check.
So it's that blue switch next to the other blue switch.
Oh.
The one on the right. Okay, we have discharge. And do you see the screen automatically dim?
It dimmed, yeah. Okay. Alternator throttle check idle, so I'm guessing Alright.
Yep, like one thing I'm changing is engine instruments. Make sure they're in the green before you go throttle idle.
Okay.
And let me just look at that checkmate real quick and just verify.
There's both of them. Pressure.
Oh, and one other thing. So right here, this is the emergency gear crank.
Oh, that's conveniently located.
Yeah, you just feel it. That's in the closed position. A handle comes out, so you can easily twist it.
Okay.
You want to make sure it's closed though, because if it's open, that handle, and there's someone sitting back there, it could break their ankle. Right, because it's been super, super fast.
Alright.
Oh, and did it not have you switch tanks before the pre-flight? Or before the run-up?
I do not. I don't see anything for fuel tanks in after engine start or before engine start. Seats. Press. Next, we're on left right now, and I don't see.
Okay.
Because there's just a before engine start, a fuel selector valve,
Yeah.
the fullest tank.
It might be on the pre-takeoff even, but go ahead and run the before takeoffs now.
Alright, flaps up. Check. Up.
And the switch is in the neutral position.
Switch neutral, trim, set for takeoff.
So the trim right here, as long as it's in the green, kind of the down 3 I found works best.
Okay. Propeller high. So full forward. Mixture best power.
And you know what, you can leave it all the way in now. Because we take off with a mixture full rich.
Okay. So I'll put it all the way back in. Best power traffic on. Autopilot switch. On or off?
You can leave it off, we're not going to use it today.
Electric trim.
Ground mode.
In up. Flight plan is set over there. Do I have to do anything with the MFD?
With the MFD, so they're...
As far as like flight plan or
for
anything?
flight plan, no.
Okay. Heading bug. We are 23. PR bug.
So do you see in this airplane it's set at 59 knots? For some reason when they loaded the system, they loaded it in wrong. So I always go to the auxiliary page, 3 clicks over, push in, scroll down to VR, go back, scroll back up to VR, I guess. Put in 71 knots, and then you can bring that back to the map.
Okay. That landing light. On. Transponder to alt.
Right here, and you can just hit alt.
Oh, it's already there.
And then, yeah, I accidentally hit it when I was showing you the button. The one other thing...
Because shouldn't that always be on alt? Alt, like
It's on ground, and then it should default to alt.
Okay.
But I have it on the checklist just in case.
Okay.
One other thing that wasn't on the before takeoff that I just noticed is this test right here, and sorry, test right here.
Oh, alt out.
Alt out.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not sure what that button is right there.
ELT.
Now the ELT is. I have to find it. Where is the ELT? Oh, right here, sorry.
Okay. The only reason I say ELT is because when I got a new 172 at the previous flying club, I think I actually turned the ELT on because I was like, what's this next to the avionics button? And then I think I heard the tower be like talking to some jet, be like, did you just hear something on guard? And I was like, ooh, I think that was me. Okay, so AWAS 134.795. 975.
You can put that back over there. I swear I've gone through this checklist maybe 40 times, trying to catch anything I missed. And it's not until you actually fly with it where you'll actually catch it. I've found already like 5 things. So we can just look at the normal takeoff checklist again real quick. At this point it's all flows. But basically what we're going to do is once we're clear for takeoff, we can do a rolling start, smoothly apply full power. You can either twist or push. With this, if you push, just make sure you have like one finger right there, kind of as a leverage. Then the first thing you're going to do as we're rolling, we're going to look at our engine instruments, make sure they're all in the green. From there, you divert your attention to the airspeed indicator right here, and we're looking for it to become alive. Once we have an indication on the airspeed indicator, we go airspeed's alive. The next thing we're looking at is 71 knots. So once we get 71 knots, we call V1. You can say not V1. That's jet talk. VR, you can say VR, you can say 71 knots, but either one of those and then rotate. So VR rotate.
Okay.
And then positive rate, tap the brakes, no runway remaining, gear up, then you go positive rate, no runway remaining, gear up, and then from there at 400 or let's call it 500 feet AGL, keep it nice and simple.
Okay.
We do 25 square, it's a 25 on throttle, 25 on the prop. Rule of thumb is you always want the manifold pressure lower than RPMs.
Okay.
So bring throttle back and then the props. And we...
How high you want to go up? 4.5? 2.5? Over there?
So we're going to be heading westbound, we'll go 45.
Okay.
By the time we get up there, we'll basically start down, but... and then also, do you see the climb 96 knots?
Big ground,
That's stuff we do before the 500 foot AGL.
Okay,
So then once at 500 foot, that's when we get to the en route climb checklist. And then that's airspeed 107 knots.
This is 7398 here from State Ground, runway 23, taxi.
Yeah, 96.
Charlie, cross runway
And then
27
just,
left.
you can even pitch for 105.
Alpha, and then Charlie, and cross 27 left.
Line engine temps. And 500 feet, 400 feet, that's when you can turn the autopilot on. If you want to use it, today we won't be using it. And then we'll run the top climbs.
Okay.
The one other thing, did the before takeoff have cow flaps?
If there were, I missed them.
I wonder if this is the most up-to-date check. I don't know. Thought it was.
Okay, so normal takeoff, and we'll do that guy, and then over Taylor guy. Okay.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna taxi up to the line.
Now let's switch over com 1. let's just go in real quick. We can go over the waypoint. Just toss AWAS for Springfield down here, 134.975. It's already in there, so you can just transfer it to the active. And then Unicom over there is 122.95.
Got it.
Sounds like the last person did the same exact flight we're doing.
No, I just did that.
Oh,
you had your head down, and I was like, all right, well, we're gonna do a approach, so I better have that stuff in there.
I'm sorry.
All right, parking brake. I would put that on the checklist too, just because we had the parking brake out, and you had it on the thing of like parking brake in, or however you want to like release parking brake. All right, so let's text, unless you had it on there and I didn't. Or take off.
Nope.
All right, so.
This now. With this door, you want to make sure it latches and hear the latch.
Okay.
Or else it'll pop open on you at some point in flight, most likely on takeoff. I've had doors pop open twice in Bonanzas on me.
Alright, little birds, get out of the way. State Tower, this is Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo at runway 23, ready for takeoff. Fuck, that's hot.
Oh, I know, this airplane heats up so fast. I don't like this guy because it's not crossing around every window.
I hit autopilot disconnect, not push to talk. State Tower, this is Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo at runway 23, ready for takeoff.
Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo, State Tower, runway 23, clear for takeoff, turn right, proceed on course, wind 210 at 8.
Clear for takeoff, 326 Kilo Bravo, and right turn on course, clear for takeoff, runway 23. Alright.
Do you have a hard stop time for tonight?
Nope. Ooh. Ew. I will want a little bit of left aileron.
And then, just as you get lined up, since we have a heading bug in this airplane, heading bug, verify 230.
Alright, 230 verify. So we're looking for 71.
73 Hotel Papa is crossing outer belt north right.
Alright,
Engine
instruments in the green.
Pilots caution arrival landing will be
Airspeeds are alive.
210 at 8.
210
66.
71 knots, rotate.
91. Okay, here we go. Now we're looking for 96 on the clock.
Yep. Positive rate, no runway remaining.
Alright.
You're up. Let the nose come down a little bit. It's about 7 degrees nose up.
State Tower 79, like uniform, holding short of 23, ready to go.
Alright, so we can transition to our en route climb phase.
Alright, so 107.
So first, let's do 25-25.
Uniform State Tower, runway 23, clear for takeoff, turn right, proceed on course,
Alright.
wind 210 at 10.
79 uniform, clear for takeoff, 23, proceed on course.
Traffic not available.
I'm twisting. There we go. There. 25. There we go. 25.
You're looking at the RPM.
Yeah.
Well, what is the throttle control in this airplane?
Oh shit! The manifold pressure. Okay, now it's.
So bring the manifold back up to 25.
Even though the RPMs are red?
It's fine.
Okay, 25. Now, 25. Alright. We are at 2100. Let's get a little nose down trim. Oh man. And right on course.
Alright, so before we turn, you should just get in the habit of reactivating your course.
Okay.
And then turning.
Oh, so they're slaved. Cool.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, this just displays all the GPS information from GPS 1.
Okay.
I wonder... The other nice thing about this airplane, XM radio.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was seeing if there's a way to switch from GPS 1 to GPS 2 on there, or if it only reads from GPS 1, and I believe it only reads from GPS 1. So do you see this little diamond right there?
Yep.
That's your ground track heading. So if so right now you're right on course, but with the wind, we're actually a little bit flying left or right, of course. Sorry. So if you just keep that magenta diamond right on the top of your course line, you'll maintain course. If you look over here too, this vector right there is your heading bug.
Okay.
And then that right there is your course line. So if you keep those basically right on top of each other. This little diamond is your best friend though, because if you're off course, you just put the diamond in between where your course needle is and where your course line should be, and then that gives you a good correction angle.
I think I was just complaining about that.
I can barely see outside.
Yeah. Breaking my heart, I can't see shit. It's a VFR day.
Oh, I know. I'll tell you what, the last time we flew, it was beautiful outside.
Thanks. You mean that day I was under the hood?
Yeah, that one. Airplane's pretty stable though.
Yeah. So what's the green? Is that like my target? So I should be like pointing the...
No, that's where you're heading through the air. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So that guy, if you keep that green target right on the horizon during steep turn, you will not gain more than 20 feet. And then also, like for visual approaches to the runways, you just keep that green bullseye on the runway. Then you'll have a good glide path all the way down.
Okay. Alright. So should I correct that?
Yep. Yeah, so every 1,000 feet you'll have to increase 1 inch. And probably about 500 to 600,000 feet is when you run out of manifold pressure.
Okay.
Another habit I've gotten into is I always sync my heading bug once I've turned on course. And the reason I've done that is if for whatever reason the automation starts messing up and I have the autopilot mode on, I know I can just hit heading mode and it'll continue flying the way it was. Other nice thing is if you're on like a cross country and you want to mess with something, you want to get rid of your nav line for a second, go heading mode, then you can play with this, and then once you reactivate everything, you can switch back to nav mode. Alrighty, so we're at 4,500 feet now, so we want to go cruise power. So it's going to be 23 squared.
23 squared. Alright, hold on. Sticking around with the trim and trying to not lose course.
It seems like you have a lot of nose down trim.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get how much I need to add in. Okay, there I got like the boat. Okay.
So let's go 25 squared now.
25 or 23?
It's 23.
Okay.
State Tower, Survival 13 is 10 to the north.
And you'll notice the manifold pressure increases a little bit as you decrease RPMs. So usually I just set it for like 22.8 or something like that.
East side of the Class Delta airspace is approved to emerge 3003.
3003, clear through the Delta, Survival 13.
142 knots at 0 gallons an hour.
That's 140.
16 gallons an hour.
And that's just indicated.
Ground speed's 130.
But our true airspeed's 154. Alright, so I'm gonna lean out the engine. This step button right here just switches to all the different modes. I'll just switch it over to EGT. And then the highlighted one up here is the hottest temperature. So I always switch it over to the hottest cylinder. So cylinder 5. And then I just lean back the mixture so that the EGT is 1400. But below 1400.
Cheer 210 Golf Sierra, State Tower runway 27 left, clear to land. Wind 23010.
Oh, sorry. Also, we can close cow flaps down too. I want to get those closed before we make it out. But it should be probably around 14-ish gallons an hour, maybe. So, right about there looks good. Yeah, so probably about 14.5 today. Works pretty well. Alright, so we're 11 miles from FASVU. Let's look at our approach blade and start setting up for the approach. So we just finished the top of climb, the cruise checklist. So we got the cow flaps, the throttle, prop, and mixture. So now let's go ahead and just run the top of descents. We'll skip the VNAV today, or here actually, we cross FATS2 at 3000. So the way we do that, we hit VNAV, target altitude 3,000 feet above the waypoint, and we'll mile before FATS2. And we want to descend at 500 feet per minute. Right now we need to descend at 1,200 feet per minute to get down 3,000 feet at a time. So let's start down.
So just nose over, or?
Yeah, just nose over. Bring the power back to like 20 inches. Springfield traffic, 326 Kilo Bravo, probably about 25 to the east. We'll be coming in on the RNAV runway 24 approach. So basically coming in on straight in runway 24. Any other traffic in the area, please advise.
Alright. 3,000, 2,800.
Okay, the one other thing we have to do now is richen the mixture a little bit. Because as we descend, we have to richen.
Alright. How much? Just all the way, or at this?
I mean, just right there is probably fine for now. Just make sure that as you descend, the cylinder temps don't get above 1400. Okay, airspeed.
145.
We need to descend faster though. So.
Ah, that's the vertical speed, okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, I was like looking at this, I was like, alright, where the hell is it at?
On the G1000, it's on the side. Alright, so keep going through the checklist. Airspeed 165 knots or less, and that's just stay outside the yellow. If it's smooth air like today, we could go into the yellow, but otherwise you want to stay outside. Runway analysis.
2-4 is the big one.
Super long runway. I think it's 10,000 feet. Let's listen to this real quick.
220 at 05. Visibility 10.
Yeah, 220.
Sky condition clear. Temperature 28 Celsius. Dew point 23 Celsius. Altimeter 3006. Remarks. Density altitude 2,600. Springfield Beckley Municipal Airport. Automated weather observation 2347 Zulu. Wind 220 at 05. Visibility 10.
Did you get everything?
Sky condition
220
clear.
at 5.
Clear skies and it's hot. Alright, so we just got the ATIS, approach. Alright, so let's brief the approach now.
Alright, runway 27 left. Or 24. Right now 24, we want 238 on our heading. Our final approach course.
And what I actually do with that is I look at the desired track over here to verify it.
241.
What I found is it's always like 2 to 3 degrees off though, and I have no idea why. But it's with every GPS.
I think I read an article that to get the magnetic compass headings, there's like some algorithm that they wrote, and like no GPS manufacturer has the same one, so that's why they're never like the same. So
okay, make sure we keep flying the airplane though.
Alright.
Told you there's a lot going on.
3,000. Alright, we got AWAS, Unicom 12295, you already talked to him. It's pretty much straight.
Good evening, this is Scott.
Straight
34,
in.
Uniform Lima.
First step was 2800.
Uniform Lima, go ahead.
Hello, we will be on the ground in about 5 minutes. Let's request a top 100 low lead. Negative press, please, and let's put away for the evening for 764 Lima.
Sorry about that, Uniform Lima. You guys are on the Springfield frequency. I think the Unicom over at State's out.
Oh man, can you actually send this guy called James Yoder? I need him to do lab service for us.
He's on his way.
All right, thanks. It's about lab, and man.
That's pretty funny.
Uniform Lima, 5 minutes out, requesting a top off and put away.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, that was Joe. Alrighty, sorry.
Alright, so we're past Pasview, so we can descend to 2800. What do I want to do with power at this point?
I'll just bring power to 2,000. Sorry, to 20 inches right now. And then now we can go
to 2800.
trusty precision approach. So 10 miles out, prior to the initial approach fix, our vector's final. So a couple minutes ago we should have been running it, but haven't had time. Airspeed decrease. Really, outside of the final approach fix, doesn't really matter as long as you're below 154 knots.
Okay.
But just what I do is I do 20 inches on manifold and whatever airspeed that gives me for the configurations that day, that's fine. A mile prior to the final approach fix or dot prior to glide slope intercept, that's when we do our gear and then flaps, and when we add the gear we should get down our flap speed. But yeah, you know what, we're back on our checklist now.
Okay. So we're at 2780, we need to be at 28. We're actually pretty good on our thing. Oh, that's the glide slope, okay.
Yep, glide slope's alive now.
Alright, so
right about now you can get the gear down.
Okay, gear.
Gear's right there, yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Got 3 green?
Yep. 3 green.
So we want 10 degrees of flaps, you said?
Yep.
So just pull in and go...
So 3 Mississippi.
1,000, 1,003, 1,000. Okay, I barely feel that thing. Alright, we want some trim up. Alright, 100 knots.
Alright, so bring the manifold pressure 18 inches now.
And I think I see the runway.
Yep. Springfield traffic, 326 Kilo Bravo, 5 miles out, straight in runway 24 on the RNAV.
Right, so we're past Chef Key, so we can go down. We got glide.
Just follow the glide slope.
Yeah.
Okay, and with at 18 inches, depending on the day, that should give us about 100 knots. You can go down to as much as 15, but I don't go below the green until I'm basically over the numbers.
Okay.
Okay, and the green's right at 15 inches.
Okay.
If you need to go below 15 to make it, that means that you weren't stabilized on your approach coming in, and go around and try it again.
Okay.
Okay. So flaps 10 degrees, throttle 18 inches, propeller, you can bring the prop full now. And you can bring the mixture, rich.
Rich. Alright, so now we're at 16, so should I go back up to 18 or for the manifold pressure? Or are we...
Yeah, just bring it back up a little bit.
Alright.
Speed. And then your checklist, once you have runway in sight, it's going to be flaps all the way down, gear verify down. Oh, we'll do it until we get a little bit lower.
Okay.
Prop, make sure it's all the way forward, and then it's going to be 85 knots.
Okay.
And you see how the target is right on the edge of the runway?
Yeah.
I mean, we're right on the glide path.
Hello. Well, yeah. Alright, a little bit of left. Left aileron, right rudder. Cool. A very different, like, attitude. Like, I feel like we're nose down, or when we were flying, well, when we're kind of leveled off.
Yeah. Here, so let's do our runway and sight checks now. Okay, gear down, 3 green. You can go full, flaps full down.
1, 2, 3, full flaps.
Okay, and then make sure the flaps go back in the neutral position once they're set. Bring the power back to 15 now. Okay, right there. And just add a little bit of pitch up. The airplane should just kind of settle down right at 85 knots right now.
Yeah, there she is, 85.
I found that these power settings really work well for the airspeeds. Springfield 326 Kilo Bravo, short final, runway 24. We'll be taxiing back runway 24.
Alright, letting the nose drop a little because we're like a little slow.
That's fine. And then right now you can just kind of slowly go power idle. Just let it settle down. That was a nice landing.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
I know.
Alright.
You're coming in on final, you stop getting all the ventilation. Okay, so let's take
Delta.
Yeah.
Just Springfield traffic, this is 326 Kilo Bravo. We'll be getting off on Delta, Springfield.
What's the wind?
Temperature
It's
27
Traffic
Celsius.
205.
Dew point 23 Celsius. Altimeter 3006. Remarks. Density altitude 2,600. Springfield Beckley Municipal Airport. Automated weather observation 2357 Zulu. Wind 210 at 04.
Sorry.
Alright, take a left on Foxtrot and take Foxtrot to runway 15. Short taxi time and you get a little bit of a crosswind.
Springfield traffic, this is Ksgh. Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo, we are clearly active. Alright, so you want left over to there.
And that's the taxi line right over there. The lead-in line was very kind of faded.
No, I was just cutting across, I'll be honest.
Oh, okay.
I was not doing my due diligence. Oh, yeah, that's the edge marker, not the...
And then the one that I said it was taxiway center line, that's a taxiway edge line.
Right, yeah, yeah. A lot of jets over there.
I think for the Dayton people, this is probably a lot cheaper to keep the airplane than the big Dayton airport.
Well, there's also the one that's down south. There's a Wright Brothers Memorial, which is where they take the Cirruses, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, you know, we didn't really talk about it, but let's just brief the after landing flow.
Alright. We're stopped. I'll take this back to 1000. Alright.
I have no checklist for after landing.
Nope.
Alright, I'll add that. And shut down. Cool. But basically after landings, verify gear handles in down position, flaps up.
I'll put those up now.
Now flaps open.
Now flaps pull open.
Okay, and then just changing the
Alright,
lights
so
for whatever's required.
We're in the green, so we're good there.
I'll go ahead and clear your flight plan.
Alright, engine started, flow start after engine start, we got all that stuff.
So here, check this out real quick. I'm just going to remove the approach. Go menu for flight plan.
Cool. Me gusta. We're just gonna head back and just go normal at the state, do a pattern. Okay, taxi light on, brakes released. Okay.
And then all the run-up stuff's fine.
Okay, so prop high. Okay, so let's go. Spring brake.
No, you know, we don't have to do the whole run-up again.
I just want to kind of go.
Oh, okay, okay.
Flight controls plane correct done. Speed brakes, extender track done. Autopilot test mixture full rich. Propeller high RPM done. Aux fuel pump off. Throttle 1700. Mags check. Prop cycle. Alternator check. Throttle idle. So when do you use the aux fuel pump?
Starting engine.
Oh, starting the engine, right. Run up. After the run up, before takeoff, so flaps up. Trim set for takeoff. PR green. Prop full high. Mix best power. Not gonna do that. Traffic on. Yes. Autopilot. Electric trim. Flight plan set. Heading bug. R15. We already have the speeds, landing light, it's already on, transponder out. It should go off on itself. Okay. Are you satisfied I'm not going to kill us on the...
I am.
Okay, so...
I was really impressed by that approach also.
I was myself. I actually thought I'd be like all over the place because I wouldn't really know where everything was and the the speeds. Like the speeds just worked out for like pretty much 500 feet a minute, and we were a little low on the glide slope, but other than that, we were pretty spot on. What'd you lose?
I set my glasses down somewhere, now I don't know where I set them down. Doesn't matter.
Do we want to do anything with the fuel tank?
Just switch it.
So is it just, so there are no like detents or anything, so it like locks in or anything? Because I have it like that, but I was expecting it to like click in or something, like the a warrior or something.
Yeah, it's locked in.
Okay.
So weird. I literally just set them down too. Well, let's keep heading.
Springfield traffic, this is Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo taking the active runway 15 for a easterly departure. Springfield.
Oh. I found my glasses.
You did or didn't? Oh yeah. The good old oh, they're on your head kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, I checked on my head though.
Alright.
It's just one of those things though where if I check where I thought I set it down, it's not there, then it's in the back of my head, I won't be able to stop thinking about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah. Alright. Whoa. Smoothly up to the power. We're looking for
71.
71. There she is. Tap the brakes. We're looking for 96.
And you won't get 96 until you bring the gear up.
Alright,
And I mean, it's
pretty
a super
much
long runway here, but typically by now you wouldn't have any remaining.
alright, so gear up. In transition.
Basically, you want to bring the gear up once you're committed to not landing back on that runway.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't overpitch. Just pitch for 7 degrees nose up.
Alright, so we are 400, whatever you want to call it, above. So 25, correct?
Yep. If you ever look over here and your cylinder temps are basically redlining, then that's a good indication that your gear is probably still down. You forgot to bring it up. So once we've turned on course, we can also reactivate our direct enter.
And that thing's hot.
And the buttons are pretty pushy. Wow, that's really hot.
Isn't it? Alright, we're going for 105 and 3,500. Yep, call it.
Engine's running so much hotter today than it usually does.
Yeah, because it's already 14. They're over.
Open. It's a hot day outside.
Yeah, it was. Springfield traffic, this is Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo, departing to the east. Springfield.
It would be cool if you get on that camera, you could get all the information from
Bad. I mean,
from like the AHRs and the GPS.
They actually just came out with like one of the other cameras. They have like an AHRS overlay, which doesn't work really well, or at least I haven't got it to really work. All right, so we want 1, 2. We'll do this because we're gonna need that other one. 1, 2, 1, 3, 5.
Weather, wind 21010, visibility 10, skies clear below 12,000. Temperature 29, dew point 21, altimeter 3005. Expect the visual or the RNAV GPS approach, landing and departing runways 27 left, 27 right, and 23. VFR departures provide ground control with your on-course heading in degrees. Notice to airmen, taxiway Golf is closed. Runway 9 left, 27 right, center line markings are non-standard. Advise on the initial contact, you have information in India. State Tower 8 is information India, time 2353 Zulu weather, wind 21010, visibility 10, skies clear below 12,000. Temperature 29, dew point 21, altimeter 3005. Expect the visual or the RNAV GPS approach, landing and departing runways 27 left, 27 right, and 23. VFR departures provide ground control with your on-course heading in degrees. Notice to airmen, taxiway Golf is closed. Runway 9 left, 27 right, center line markings are non-standard. Advise on the initial contact, you have information in India.
23.
State Tower 8 is information India, time 2353 Zulu weather, wind 21010, visibility 10, skies clear below 12,000. Temperature 29, dew point 21, altimeter 3005. Expect the visual or the RNAV GPS approach, landing and departing runways 27 left, 27 right, and 23. VFR departures provide ground control with your on-course heading in degrees. Notice to airmen, taxiway Golf is closed. Runway 9 left, 27 right, center line markings are non-standard. Advise on the initial contact, you have information in India.
You got everything on there?
Yeah.
India, it's the same as what we took off in. You want to see the speed brakes?
Sure.
Yeah, I call those the poor planners.
The poor planners, yeah.
These only poor planners need that.
So, would you rather slip to land or use those to land? Or you're just a poor planner and you need to get your shit together?
I've never been in Bonanza where I need to slip it. So yeah, I'd use those. I remember when I used to fly the 150, I'd slip it all the time coming in. I used to love slips. And then when I flew real airplanes, I stopped slipping.
Alright, let's get back on course.
Mark 1 State Tower, fly this 161 arrival into the north for Pilas Kasha arrival lane would be turn risk, wind 220 at 13.
Right to 161.
We'll take 23 coming in.
Okay. So, for the pattern, are we going to fly a lot wider just because we're so fast and like...
I mean, not dramatically wider, but definitely wider.
Tower from a 9514 Lima.
From a 9514 Lima, State Tower.
Yeah, 14 Lima just got handed off
And,
from Columbus approach, and we have information in India.
Those cow flaps in. We always bring the cow flaps in when we level off. And, I mean, we're so close now that it doesn't really matter, but I'll
for
pull the
final,
mixture
for
back a
23
little
over the
bit.
out about.
We're so low, too, that really, I mean, pulling it back, it doesn't make much of a difference. There. So do you remember kind of our procedures for the traffic pattern that we talked about on the ground, or do you want to go over those again?
It was pretty much 105, 95, 85.
Yep.
Other than that, I don't remember anything, I'll be honest.
Okay. So once you enter the traffic pattern, I usually get my gear in nice and early.
Okay.
Because there's no reason not to slow down, especially you assume that we're going to be in traffic with Skyhawks and slower airplanes. And that'll give you roughly about 130-ish knots. And you want manifold pressure at 20 inches.
Okay.
And just by whatever speed that gives you in that configuration. Sometimes it might be a little less than 130, sometimes it'll be a little more than 130. But then bring the gear down before you're downwind a beam. Just so that the gear's down locked, you verify 3 green before you're downwind a beam. So that right when you're downwind a beam and you're ready to start your descent, you have the flaps.
Okay.
Okay.
Flaps.
Okay, and when you add the gear and flaps, then you'll bring the manifold pressure down to about 18-ish inches, and that should give you 105 knots.
Okay.
So enter the traffic pattern, manifold 20 inches, gear, flaps, 18 inches manifold pressure, 105 on the airspeed, base, another 10 degrees of flaps, 95, leave the power where it is, adjust it just slightly so you can maintain that 95 knots. Final, full flaps, and you should be at 85 knots.
Okay.
And then at some point in short final, verify 3 green.
Okay, that's a lot. So 20 inches, gear, then flaps on downwind.
Yep.
Okay. I'll start with that now. Next lesson we can do a little bit more.
Okay, so just think about it. So you pull the manifold pressure back a little bit to slow the airplane down to traffic pattern speed. Okay? We want to get a little bit more drag out there, so we bring the gear and flaps down.
Right.
Okay? When we turn, and then when we want to start down, we reduce the power to 18. Okay? So now when we want to slow down from there, we just add another notch of flaps each time we want to slow down another 10 knots.
Okay. And then verify green on the...
Yep.
OSU Tower, growing 9514 Lima, over the outer belt, ready to turn final for 23.
Runway 14 Lima, Tower, runway 23, cleared to land, wind 220.
Did it feel like we got to Springfield too fast? Would it have been nice for you to have a little bit extra time?
Thanks for the wind check.
Not really, like...
I'm just kind of asking you to see if I should change the lesson plan slightly.
I don't know what else I would have done.
For takeoff and
Do you think
course traffic.
would it have been nicer if we went up to like Mansfield, that's an extra 10 miles away farther, and then it would have been another like 5 minutes or 3-4 minutes before we started the approach?
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause I actually looked at like how close Springfield was, and I was like, all right.
Plus then you get the cross-country time.
Yeah.
There should be a messenger in here that alerts you every, I believe, 30 minutes to change fuel tanks.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Got in for me, please.
Basically in the downwind already.
State Tower, this is Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo, 10 miles to the east-southeast, inbound with India for a full stop.
Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo, State Tower, into the right down, runway 27 left to Nadia for me.
Right downwind for 27 left, 326 Kilo Bravo.
60, sorry about that. Right down runway 23. Right downwind 23 and ident for me.
Right downwind 23 and then ident, 326 Kilo Bravo. Alright.
I was surprised he gave us 27.
Yeah, I was like, alright. Alright, let's get down a little bit.
Yep, so we can let's just go in here. So 1,000 feet, 1 mile before OSU. So yeah, right now about 900 feet per minute. That's why it's nice to do the VNAV, even maybe at the top of climb, so that if you forget about it, it's gonna start beeping at you to get down. See the field?
I have the field in sight. It took me a second. I was like, where is it?
Oh, I know. I was looking out to the right too far. Because you're so far off course.
I am. I was trying to like correct that, and it was just like I just kept paralleling. I was like, damn it. All right. 2,000. Let's get down. I guess whatever.
We don't need
I'm
to
gonna
speed
descend
brakes.
before that thing.
Looking at manifold pressure.
Yeah, 6 Kilo Bravo traffic, 12 o'clock, 2 miles, outbound Mooney, 2,300 feet.
Alright, 326 Kilo Bravo's looking for traffic.
36 Quebec, Bonanza traffic ahead and to your right, 2,700 feet inbound for the
Just turn left.
right downwind.
Left. Oh, I think I see him.
Oh, yep, there he is.
Traffic.
6 Kilo, recommend making a left turn now.
6 Kilo Bravo, we're in the left turn. We have the Mooney inside.
6 Kilo Bravo, enter, maintain visual separation and enter the right downwind for runway 23.
Traffic, 11 o'clock, same altitude, 1
326 Kilo
mile.
Bravo.
36 Quebec, Bonanza has you in sight, looks like he's passing off your right.
Yeah, we see him.
Ready?
Woohoo! Alright.
Traffic.
Damn.
Let's go 20 inches. Feels like the heater's on the hot air blowing into the airplane.
Alright, so
OSC Tower, Grumman 951
Make sure you keep descending. We're close to the Charlie.
4 Lima, roll to the end, left turn Alpha to parking, monitor ground point 7.
Okay, to the end.
All right, full
and then Alpha to park
forward.
and monitor 121.
So I would wait on the prop.
okay, well,
Here, just twist it back a little bit. Back to like 25 for now. Right there's fine.
alright, gear, slow us down.
Yep.
Holy shit, we were really hauling ass. 140.
Oh, isn't that great?
Alright, we want some trim up. And
Watch your speed. You just bring the nose back to the rise and you'll be slow enough.
alright. Now 10 degrees.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. That was a little weird because we were descending through the downwind. But if you start descending before you get the flaps
6
in,
Kilo Bravo Tower, runway 23, cleared to land, wind 220 at 10.
23, runway 23, clear to land, 326 Kilo Bravo. Alright, so, start that turn,
and just bring that manifold to 18.
we're pretty much there, and,
17 is probably actually even better.
alright, doing 100, we'll add 1, 2, 3, full flaps, more trim in.
The newer Bonanzas have this kind of the classic throttles, like in the Warriors and whatnot.
Oh, like
And
the,
then they also have flaps with position and the yoke's a little here.
State Tower, Medevac, Airvac 101.
alright, we're just kind of like,
101
Yeah, just pitch for like 90 knots.
Airvac 101.
And adjust your power as needed to maintain 500 feet per minute rate of descent.
Inbound to Riverside.
Airback 101, Roger Lenny, Riverside Beach, you're on risk. State out temperature is 3005. Right now the winds at the airport are 210.
Make sure you don't bring the power back anymore. We're at 15.
3005 at my own risk, Airvac 101.
where do I put the prop in?
When you're on final.
Okay.
It just adds a lot of drag, so
Alright, we got pretty much 90 knots in. I have a really floppy, non-rectangular pattern, but
it's fine.
that's just life. Alright, I'm gonna give myself a little nose up trim. Alright, we have green lights. A little early, but that's fine. 15, and we're like a little bit late on that turn, I feel like. Alright, we're doing 300 foot down, a minute 90. I'll slowly put this guy in.
Yep. And just make sure the mixture is full rich now too. And do you have full flaps?
No. There's full flaps. Knots, a little slow.
You'll find that below 80 knots this airplane starts getting pretty squirrely.
Alright, so there we're full forward. We're doing 400 feet a minute. Knots now.
No, don't over flare.
Traffic not available.
That was too much flare for this airplane.
Okay.
With this airplane, you really just kind of bring the nose up just a little bit to kind of arrest the descent, maybe a little extra back pressure.
Alright, off to the end.
That's 6 Kilo Bravo, turn left at DN Alpha to parking, monitor ground point 7 into the ramp.
DN Alpha, monitor ground point 7, back to the ramp, 326 Kilo Bravo. Alright, that guy, and that guy.
So what do you think?
There's a lot going on that I'm not ready for just yet, but that's why I'm out here. Like I felt like that first landing, I was like, man, this is easy.
And then coming back in the track pattern when you're like, slow down.
And then I totally was just like, man, I still feel like we're really fast. I was like, oh shit, yeah, throttle. I need to retard the throttle a little bit. That usually helps. And then once I finally did that, I was like, oh, so.
I thought you did a really good job with the airplane though today.
Alright.
I mean, I've done a lot of aircraft checkouts on this, ranging from people 0 time to a lot of time. And, I mean, I was just really impressed by how you flew the airplane. You know, obviously, there are times where you're behind it, which is natural. But, especially with that approach, you just did a good job, so good job.
Thank you. Ah.
That was funny, you walked in right at the end of the little staff meeting. I missed a staff meeting last week when I was out in New York, or I guess 2 weeks ago now.
So,
the northeast.
I honestly can't see crap from those mirrors for the
several people
landing gear.
talking all over each other. Somebody from the northeast, say again.
Yeah, that's Skyhawk 739 Echo uniform, 10 miles to the northeast. We have India coming in full stop.
Skyhawk 739 Echo uniform, Ohio State Tower report 23 in the outer belt, landing runway 23.
23 in the outer belt,
That's
landing
in right
runway
here.
23, 739 Echo uniform.
Who else called unanswered?
Charlotte 2 is over the Square Lakes, inbound full stop with India.
Charlotte 2 State Tower, Roger. You even called over the outer belt, final runway 23.
So you said you're having a hard time seeing.
Runway 23.
Yeah, well, I can't, what are you supposed to be able to see from those mirrors?
The nose wheel.
Oh, really, the nose wheel? I feel like I need like a magnifying glass to see it.
I've always had a little bit of a hard time seeing them too.
I mean, I'm not saying that I don't need...
And here, let's get the cow flaps open. Flaps up. It doesn't really matter on the lights. We'll turn them off when we shut down. I went through a period where I was flying this airplane all the time. I mean, I was flying it double as much as I was flying the Skyhawks. Then it had all those kind of maintenance issues that ended up being non-issues. And then since then I've flown the airplane like 3 times, so. But I have you right now, and then the other Nick right now, both doing the 10-hour checkouts. Gonna be able to get out?
Yeah. I was not even thinking of that. I was thinking of them pushing it back. Alright, so I guess I'll use one of these guys here.
You know, I'll just brief you on the shutdown today. So you can turn all these switches off, so just traffic off, you can turn all the lights off. If you're someone who likes to leave the beacon on, that's fine, but...
Strobe off, alright.
Alright, cowl flaps closed.
Cowl flaps closed.
Okay, throttle should be just right about 1,000 RPMs. And then just verify props all in, gear down, mixture full in, or I guess, sorry. Mixture doesn't matter because you're going to cut it now. So first avionics off and then cut it.